Ravens, can we go 2-0? Can we be that team in the North and lead the North by the end of this week? We're going to discuss that coming right now.
Renegade.
Yo, guys, my name is Sunny. Welcome to szg.sports. I know this is a little bit different. I sometimes do it recorded. Decided to do it live today a little bit early, around lunchtime, Eastern time. But here we are. Week 2, Ravens, Dolphins. This is a good matchup. This is gonna be one of those that our stress level is gonna be high for all the Ravens fans. They're gonna be high. I think it's gonna be a contested game. Not because what happened last year. I just think the Dolphins are legit a better team than they used to be the year before. They do have one problem, or not a problem, but I think limitation, and that limitation, in my opinion, it is Tua Tagovailoa. Let's talk about the keys to the game. Let's talk about what this Ravens need to do to get a victory. If you hear me in AFC North talk, you know what I think of the outcome. I think the Ravens are going to win by 4. Okay? Saying that, I do think it's going to be a low score. Let's talk about this Ravens offense. How can this Ravens offense attack this defense? This is a pretty good defense. They have one really good corner. We know from rumors last year that Howard was targeted by the Ravens. The Ravens were looking to trade for Howard. Obviously, it didn't happen because he's still in Miami and he got paid. The other two corners, Needham and Crozen. Needham got exploited last week against the Patriots. That safety, Holland, really good safety. I like him a lot. So with that being said, in the passing game, look, let's just assume that whoever Howard's going to get is going to be, for that play, quasi-blanketed, right? That player will not have a lot of impact for that moment. Okay, whoever the other guys is, okay, they need to come up big. So assuming Bateman in this play is on OJ Howard, I want Duvernay, I want a pro to have a decent route, get open. Same thing with Robinson, right? And then Mark Andrews also, because even though Holland, I like him a lot, I don't know if he can go toe-to-toe in every snap against Mark Andrews. Now, on the same side, if they decide to put Howard or Mark Andrews, then the other receivers need to step up also, likely. This is a game that I want to see likely. Don't do what he did last week. To take a step above, play a solid game, play good. The other thing is this D-line. No, they had Ingram, pretty good outside linebacker in Spurs. I'm blanking on the other dude that had a really good game against the Patriots. He's the one that concerns me. Phillips. And then in the inside, we get Wilkins, right? A big body D tackle. I don't think he's better than Quentin Williams. So that being said, I'm expecting the Ravens to be able to. They need to impose some sort of running game. If they still put 8 in the box, attempt to run and then hit them with play action, right? If they put 8 in the box, then those safety that we're talking about with Holland and also Byron Jones, he's pretty good safety as well. If they come down, then you need to take that deep shot as well, right? So what do I expect overall? I expect a similar game that they play against the Jets, but 2 things that we need to change. 1, break the huddle earlier so Lamar can scan and see if they need to change protection. 2nd, I need this offense to not start slow, right? I don't think the Dolphins are a world beater offense, but what they can do, they have guys that can strike you fast. I'm going to give you a third one. I need Lamar to run a little bit more. If Lamar puts the fear of on the defense that he's going to run, they're going to keep that back box loaded, which is going to help him throw over the top again to his receivers. So, in my opinion, big game from one of the receivers. I don't know who's going to be that one. I could say Duvernay, but could be Pro, could be Bateman, right? Andrews needs to have a good game, but if they bracketing Andrews, the other tight end likely. I think Likely is a little bit in a doghouse. If you heard Harbaugh's comment, he said he can be holding especially on the boundary. That can't happen. Like when he is in line, we can get it, but not on the boundary. And Harbaugh said, I couldn't remember he did it in the preseason, but Harbaugh said he did it in the preseason and he continued now in the regular season. Can't happen. I think if he wants to keep getting activated, because he also had 2 drops, this is a redeeming game for him. Okay. Offensive line also, they have tests on the corners. I think Morgan Moses for the most part play well for the Ravens. Pat McCarry, he's a veteran, not a left tackle, but he's gonna hold his own. I'm not expecting Stanley to play. Maybe JK plays, but definitely I don't think Stanley plays. I do wish JK played because JK is needed. If you think about the interior, that's another concern. Wilkins, Powers was not great. I know people were crapping on Linderbaum, but Linderbaum, in my opinion, he has some rookie mistakes. I mean, first start ever, because he really didn't have a lot of snaps in the preseason, but he held his own, right? Even when he got beat, he didn't get beat off the snap right away. He held it, and in a secondary move by the D tackle, by the nose tackle, he got beat, which obviously he needs to clean. But it wasn't consistent that he was getting beat, but he did get beat a couple of times. That needs to be clean, okay? But Powers concerns me. He does. I'm almost in the point that if he has another bad game, I want him to rotate with Cleveland, because if Cleveland can overtake it, I just need a more consistent play, because after Linderbaum, Siler had a really good strong game, and then Morgan Moses, in my opinion, had a good game as well. So center to right, I'm okay with. Left tackle, I mean, it is what it is, but I trust McCarry as much as I can. The left guard concerns me because the left tackle, you can, in theory, say, well, when Stanley comes back, right? What you can say in the left guard? Let's see if Cleveland, right? Let's see if Cleveland can be that guy in the left guard. But that O-line needs to do better. Pushing against the run. If they're going to overload the box, they can push all they want. It is what it is. But if they're going to overload the box, what I need is that pass protection to be ready. So Lamar can have just a little bit of time to take that deep shot. The front for the Jets the Jets, LOL Jets, right? But the Jets are not a bad front when you consider the alignments and linebackers. I think they're better than the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins linebacker Roberts and Baker, not great. Their D line for the Dolphins is good, but that second level. So if you can create a hole for that second level, I think there's yards to be gained. So key for the game: establish the run. We need to if we establish the run, game is over. In my opinion, if the Ravens somehow rush for 100 plus, game is over, because they're gonna panic. They're gonna come down. They're gonna overbite in the play action and the RPO, and Lamar will have easy completions to the tight end and to receivers. Right? Howard is great, but he's only one. The rest of the corners are not great. Okay, let's flip it to the other side. This defense. Now, our defense playing really good. The Patriots were having penetration against this team from the right side and from the left interior. And in the left interior, usually that's our guy over there, Calais Campbell. And that's also where they can put Pierce to set a little bit in that B gap on the left side. Remember, different from Lamar and most quarterbacks, that will be the blind side for Lamar Jackson. That is where Armstead is, and he's a good tackle coming out of New Orleans. We'll see what the Ravens can do against him. But I think what you do is you put Odafe over there and you flip to the other side and put Houston. And you say, Sonny, but Odafe Owe, why he wouldn't go to the weakest link? I think Houston is better right now. He's just smarter because he's a veteran, savvy guy. So I will want him to exploit that matchup. Expect a big game again for the interior D lineman. We're talking about Campbell, Marabuke, Washington, and Pierce. I want a big game. Also, please use your height. Pierce is not so. I think he's 6'2". I think Bronson Washington is but Calais Campbell, Urban, right? 2 big guys. If you cannot get to Tua, hands up. That will be critical because Tua's not the biggest guy. That will be critical. Now, if we go to the linebacking core, Patrick Queen, this is not a game for you to over miss tackles. By the way, that's a key. You want a big key right there? Tackling. A missed tackle against Miami could be a touchdown. One missed tackle. Short tackling is key. I think we played in cover 2. I think that the Ravens are going to be fearful by the Sheeta, by Waddle. This is why you signed Williams, and you're going to have Clark probably roaming in the middle. We might come in more nickel, so expect to see only PQ there in the middle linebacker. You might see Harrison, right? But he might be just playing outside linebacker because, again, we're going to carry 3 for this game. So Malik, you're going to see him playing some outside backer. He did okay. So one thing Miami cannot do well or hasn't done well, and they cannot do well against us, is running the ball. Make sure they don't run the ball. Less than 3 yards per clip is what you want. They're going to still attempt it. Less than 3 yards per clip. Make them one-dimensional. That will help you, right? Also, start fast, meaning if you go up by 14 early, that changes the psyche, and then they need to go through. Now, this is a running team. I forgot the name of the coach. He comes from the Shanahan 3, right? So the Shanahan tree is a West Coast, let's run, play action, right? Discipline may be so key for all our linebacker. For the corners, you can only hold Cheetah for so long. So that's what my D-line has to be on par, has to be on point. They need to be ready. They need to be ready to punish the O-line for the Dolphins, especially when they have holes. But make sure they have, again, 3 yards per clip. So Cheetah, he's going to get his. I mean, Tua targeted him 11 times. He's going to get his. Just avoid the big, quick strike, right? Try to keep him into 5 or 7 yards because Tua is not a guy that will throw it down the field that much. So avoid getting that, like a quick strike, quick touchdown. And if we can convey pressure, especially through the middle, I think we can make Miami and Tua have a very, very long day. So I will hope Marlon is around the Cheetah. I don't think he will all game. Marcus Peters, I have a sneaky suspicion that he might play MP. If he plays, I don't want to see him on the Cheetah at all. Waddle, another like streaky receiver. This might be a game that they might attempt to play some zone, but I just fear that if we play zone, unless we're just getting a lot of pressure, might be iffy because the Cheetah can find the soft zone, Waddle can find the soft zone, and then they can just beat us to death with the 7-yard completions. I'm expecting them from zone to move to some man, too deep. But Williams, he is a factor in this game. That interception against Joe Flacco was good. He read it well. There's going to be interceptions to have against this team. And both safety, but Williams is your free safety. Clark, he's more your box safety. They need to come and play well. Also, Kyle Hamilton, I want to see if he gets matched up against Gesicki or any of the other tight ends and see how he does. We're going to throw a lot of corners in this game because, running with the Cheetah is not easy. So, key number 1, 3 yards or less per carry, right? 2, pressure Tua, especially through that center part of the line. If you cannot get there, I want those hands up because, again, Tua's not the tallest dude. Batted balls. 4th, and this should be the first one, discipline on tackle. Missed tackles can cost you a touchdown. We're going to probably play more nickel. In the case of PQ, if there's a gap, go fill the gap quickly. Don't overshoot it, though. And if you're going to blitz because you're like, oh, crap, they're coming, or you're going to buy in that play action, and you're going to be that deep in it, might as well commit and just blitz the quarterback, right? In that play that he basically, I think he read a run, so he shoot the gap, and he was like, oh, they're not running. he took himself completely out of the play because then he tried to go back, but he was not gonna get there, right? He should have just keep going and try to blitz Flacco and get him with the sack. And that's what I would like for him against Tua. I think this is a close game. I think this is a 24-20 game. That's what I'm thinking. I think I predict a little bit lower score, but I think the more I think about it, 24-20. I think they're gonna get a couple. We're gonna get a couple. I think we're gonna be up 24 13, and then they're gonna score a touchdown to put it closer, but then the offense is gonna milk the clock and prevail. This is not an easy one at all. Very hard game. My expectations, if the Ravens are the team that they think they can be moving forward, playoff team, make a deep run, this is a game that they have to have. It's at home against a team that is on the up and coming potential playoff team. You need to stop it. That will put you 2-0 against the AFC, which in the future will be great for tiebreakers. I think the Ravens can take care of business. It's just a matter of being disciplined, turnover free. If whoever also wins the battle of turnovers probably wins the game. Okay, let me take some questions or comments that I see here. Raven 76 more case Tanya. Shout out to all of you. Thank you for coming. Raven Rasta, thank you for coming. So let me see. Sunny said, hands up. If we don't tackle good, that is where they will get us. Yes. And the hands up, it's on the D lineman, Tanya. It's on the D lineman. For the corners, just stay engaged. No penalties, right? Try to be disciplined. No grabbing. Travis Jones, start practicing. I don't expect, this is for 76B1. I'm not expecting him to play, but that's good sign. Definitely a good sign. Tanya here says Marlon can't handle the Sheeta or Waddle. He is bad with fast, twitchy receiver. He's not great against the small guys, right? Twitchy, smaller guys. I think he prefers the bigger physical guys. So we shall see. And yet, Tanya, he's starting to practice, which is great. Marcus, shout out to you, man. Thank you for joining the live stream. Pass rush is so important in this game. We went 28-10 for Marcus. To be honest, I don't know. We'll see. I think the right tackle can be exploited for them. I think that middle center also, which our D linemen came to eat. So if they can come with the same intensity that they had against the Jets, I think there's going to be pressure, and it's going to be pressure through the middle. And that is for a quarterback so bad, right? Because especially think about Tua's a little bit undersized. So when you see that pressure into your face, he can panic. He might try to go out. Another reason why putting Odafe on the left side, again, is the better of the tackles. But if then Tua's trying to escape against the left and on the left side, Odafe can close quick. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention, be disciplined when they're running. This is not a good running team. But last week, a couple of times we did not set the edge. Williams was caught sleeping in one of those, and they burned us for some big games. Overall, the running defense was good, but they did allow some big plays. Setting the edge is big. And then in the case, if we're playing only one linebacker, which will be PQ, if a gap opens, that's when you shoot the gap. No buying the play action. Lenny here, shout out to you. Thank you for joining the live stream. Ravens 27-17. I believe that our defense is better than last year, and our front four will dominate. Lamar will be efficient and hit a couple of big plays. I don't think that's out of the realm, for sure. Ravens defense will be playing with emotions, not only for revenge for last season, but honoring the fallen Raven, and that is true. Guys, I would love to be there. My goal is next year when we go back to America, being that home opener and see some of you guys there. Anyway, thank you for joining the live stream. If you want to help me, like, share my content, and put a comment. Give me a comment on your score prediction when this video is over in the comment section. That helped me with the algorithm. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace out.